They insisted that it had no clip and wasn't loaded. But while Cassandra attempted a playful demonstration, the gun suddenly went off, and to the horror of viewers, the bullet went straight through Devin's head. Panicking, both friends ran out of the vehicle, leaving him in a pool of blood. He was rushed to the hospital and placed on life support.
Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if you're new. And without wasting any time, let's get to the video.
Level 4. Kevin Watson live shooting. 42-year-old Kevin Watson sat in his car in a Chicago parking lot and started a Facebook live stream, unaware that he was about to capture his own death on camera. Known online as Tug, Kevin had just left a liquor store owned by his cousin before beginning the stream. As he chatted casually with viewers, his name chain glinting on his neck, a shadow approached his car window.
No respect. What's up, bro? What's up?
Kevin turned his head, clearly startled, and asked, "What's up?" And those would be the last words his viewers ever heard from him. A second later, everything spiraled out of control. The camera jolted as he stumbled out of the car, then a single gunshot echoed through the stream, followed by muffled shouting. The phone continued to record the empty seat while panicked voices could be heard in the background. Within minutes, the chat was filled with panicked comments as hundreds of viewers begged someone to check on him. Kevin had been shot in the chest. Witnesses tried desperately to keep him alive, pressing against the wound until help arrived, but he was later pronounced dead at the hospital. His close friends who were witnesses at the scene said that before the shooter followed Kevin to his car, he had approached Kevin and had a brief conversation. However, after he tried to attack him during the stream, Kevin was trying to wrestle with the gun when it went off. It was just a week before his birthday. What makes it even more disturbing is that Kevin had a 6-year-old son. The shooting took place only a few blocks from the South Austin police station. But by the time help arrived, it was already too late. So far, no suspects have been publicly identified, and police have not revealed a clear motive. Some believe it was a random robbery attempt gone wrong.
If it was a random robbery, the guy would have just approached him after, because they said the guy approached him before, talked to him, and then went to his car with a gun. But yeah, maybe it's just a robbery, or someone who knows him. But this is pretty tragic, and I hope the family of his family is doing okay. But you gotta be safe out here, man. Hey, it's crazy. You gotta stay protected and watch your surroundings.
Accidental shooting during Facebook live session. They say you should never play with guns, but for Devin Holmes and his friends, that warning came a second too late. He was sitting in a parked car live streaming on Facebook with two of his friends. During the stream, 25-year-old Cassandra Damper was holding a gun, joking around by bringing it close to the camera. This made Devin uncomfortable, but when he voiced his concerns, his friends laughed it off. They insisted that it had no clip and wasn't loaded. But while Cassandra attempted a playful demonstration, the gun suddenly went off, and to the horror of viewers, the bullet went straight through Devin's head. Panicking, both friends ran out of the vehicle, leaving him in a pool of blood. He was rushed to the hospital and placed on life support. The gunshot damaged the left side of his body, forcing him to relearn how to move and function again. Despite the severity of his injuries, Devin survived after months of rehabilitation. Cassandra, on the other hand, was arrested after trying to wipe off the gun residue from her hands. In December 2019, she admitted to the shooting and was sentenced to 10 years for aggravated assault and 5 years for tampering with evidence. However, she wouldn't serve even half the sentence. Just 6 months later, she was shockingly released on probation and is now serving the rest of her time at home.
Yeah, you gotta make sure that you know the people you hang around with, because why would your so-called friends even try to do something like that? And for her to just spend 6 months, she must have had a good lawyer. But anyway, y'all need to be careful here, because you never know.
Chicago Facebook Live beating. A boy who was meant to spend the night with a school friend suddenly went missing. The next time anyone saw him, he was live on Facebook being beaten and humiliated by 4 people. Days earlier, his parents had dropped him off at a McDonald's about 20 minutes from their home. His friend Jordan Hill had come to pick him up, but unknown to them, Jordan was driving a stolen car. For days, Jordan drove the boy around, and they even spent at least one night in that vehicle before heading to an apartment belonging to his friends. There, Jordan met up with Tesfaye Cooper, Brittany Covington, and Tanisha Covington. Inside the apartment, the group began to harass, torture, and humiliate the boy, all while live streaming it for the world to see. At the start of the 30-minute video, the victim was already tied up, his hands bound, and his mouth covered with plastic to keep him from screaming. One of the attackers used a knife to tear his clothes while he sat trembling in the corner. Brittany laughed as she switched to the camera back and forth, filming the attack and giving commentary as if it were entertainment. They shouted hate-filled comments and racial slurs while hitting him. At one point, one of them took a knife and scraped the victim's scalp, ignoring his screams. Meanwhile, the boy's parents had reported him missing and police were already searching for him. The Covingtons' neighbors, disturbed by the noise, complained, but when they confronted the sisters, Brittany and Tanisha, kicked down their door in anger. Furious, the neighbors called 911. When officers arrived, they found the victim outside, bloodied, shaken, and wearing an inside-out tank top, shorts, and sandals. At the same time, Streamwood police, who were investigating the missing persons case, had just discovered the Facebook Live video. Minutes later, Chicago police confirmed they had found the boy. He was taken to the hospital for treatment and later reunited with his family. All 4 attackers were arrested and charged with hate crimes, felony aggravated kidnapping, aggravated unlawful restraint, and aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. Jordan Hill, Tesfaye Cooper, and Brittany Covington faced additional charges for residential burglary.
Thankfully, the boy survived. But I don't know what went on. But regardless of what happened, thankfully, he survived. Because I don't know, you gotta like be careful, the kind of people you hang around with, and even if they're you think they're your friends, avoid going to, just wherever they want you to go with them, because you never know. But yeah, what do y'all think, led up to that? And yeah, be careful.
Level 6. Beauty influencer shot during TikTok livestream. On May 13th, 2025, beauty influencer Valeria Marquez was live on TikTok from her salon in Zapopan, Mexico, chatting casually with her audience. She was well known for her lighthearted personality, beauty tutorials, and behind-the-scene clips of her daily life as a salon owner. That afternoon stream was no different, relaxed, cheerful, and intimate like many before it. She began joking about a very expensive, mysterious gift she was expecting. She explained to her viewers that the delivery man had asked for her before she arrived at the salon and insisted on delivering it to her in person. But she was worried about the mysterious situation. Lightheartedly, she said, maybe they were going to kill me. Were they going to come and take me away or whatever? Unaware of how chillingly prophetic her words would soon become. Sitting in her chair and holding a small pink stuffed pig, Valeria continued speaking with her followers when a man suddenly entered the salon. He walked calmly toward her and asked, "Hi, are you Valeria?" She turned off her microphone, momentarily distracted, and turned her head to face him. For a few seconds, nothing seemed out of place, but he was no delivery man. In an instant, the calm atmosphere shattered. Without warning, the man pulled out a gun and fired twice, once hitting her torso and the other her head. Valeria instinctively reached for her stomach, then her head, and fell backwards as her body slumped in the chair. The pink stuffed toy slipped from her hands as one of her coworkers screamed and rushed to end the live stream. By the time emergency responders arrived, there were no vital signs. Valeria Marquez, only 23 years old, was pronounced dead at the scene. Many of her followers initially refused to believe it was real, thinking it was a prank or a staged clip, until local news confirmed her death later that evening. Authorities in Zapopan have not yet identified the shooter, who fled immediately after the attack. However, they believe them to be hitmen who were paid to carry out the crime. Officers deduced that asking her name for confirmation indicated they didn't recognize her. Witnesses said the masked men left on a motorcycle. Later in May, the police said they were investigating more than one suspect. However, in June, the authorities were able to name one person suspected of the killing. That month, the U.S. Treasury sanctioned 5 senior members of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, CJNG, for drug trafficking and violence. Among the cartel members sanctioned was Ricardo Ruiz Velasco, who is now being investigated as a suspect in the killing. At the time of her death, Valeria Marquez had over 200,000 followers across social media platforms. They had cheered her on through past live streams and videos, only to witness the horror of her final moments. Following the attack, her TikTok account was closed, leaving her content inaccessible to the public. Yet the attackers weren't done even after her death, and her tomb was vandalized shortly after her burial. The investigation continues, with authorities classifying her killing as a case of femicide, highlighting the ongoing epidemic of gender-based violence in Mexico.
It must have been crazy to see something like that live. And I wonder what happened between her and, the people who were trying to kill her, because it sounds personal. Not to say that like she did something, but maybe it was like some jealous ex-partner or something, or maybe more. I don't know. But hopefully her family is okay. I mean, I keep saying this, but there's no way you'd be okay after something like that happened. But I wonder what happened, and what do y'all think?
Couples fight on live stream. Attila Bach and Jewel Runseed were a couple in the in real life IRL streaming community. Online, they were known for their chaotic and violent outbursts during live streams, but this time, things went even further. During one broadcast, an argument broke out as usual when Attila slammed an object on the ground. Furious, Jewel raised her hand to strike him.
You gonna do something?
Perhaps thinking she wouldn't dare, Attila provoked her, but she did. She slapped him across the face several times, but with each hit, his anger grew. In retaliation, he shoved her out of frame and struck her back. When Jewel came back on screen, her face was covered in blood. It gushed from her nose as she cried and screamed for him to leave her alone.
Leave me alone!
However, not everyone believed what they saw. Some viewers insisted the blood was fake and the entire ordeal was staged. One even pointed out that Attila hit her on the left side, but the blood appeared on the right. Was it real or staged? No one knows for sure.
For the top pick of the last one, that was pretty mild. I don't know, compared to the others we've seen. It's like you see, now he's talking about some people who got killed, and then the last video is just, I don't know, random, I guess. But hopefully it was just like staged or something. And if it wasn't, they leave each other, because that relationship, might end up even worse than it already is. But yeah, that was a pretty fun video. I mean, fun relatively, even if it was talking about morbid stuff. But yeah, I'm going to leave the link to the original video in the description, so you can go and watch the full video without the reaction if you want. And go check out this guy's channel. He makes a lot of good videos like this. And yeah, thank you for watching, and see you guys in the next video.